Hello there guys, and welcome back to Jaguar's Rise to the Top, episode 2 of season 2. And today, our journey takes us back to Cape Town, the story and the place that gave us our best result. For some reason I couldn't think of that last episode. I just couldn't think of it. I mean, we went to Beijing, obviously we finished 3rd and 4th. If you haven't seen that already, I kind of spoiled it, with Mitch Evans getting our first podium. But I didn't remember whatsoever, I completely forgot, because I said that 4th place was our best result regardless of Mitch Evans getting 3rd. But obviously I forgot that we got 4th here last year. Now, if you didn't watch the race last year, that's fair enough. Not last year, but last year in the game. Basically what happened, there was a lot of reliability issues for drivers, and we're in 5th up to the end. And with about a corner to go, Buemi ran out of fuel, and we got past Buemi, and that was brilliant to see. So, hopefully something similar today. So we're going to get straight into it today. No build-up or anything like we did last episode. I just want to show you some of the parts. Our brakes got to a decent reliability now. We've built a new gearbox and a new suspension. So all of a decent reliability for this stage in the season. Obviously, the front and rear wings are all spec parts, so they shouldn't be any issue. We might have a few reliability issues with some parts, but fingers crossed these are kept to a minimum. Now, unlike Beijing, there's no rain forecast for this weekend, so that's all good, I guess, for us. There's no change-up conditions and no shocks. And personally, I quite like Cape Town. I think it's something like 2.9 miles. And it's 18 or 19 laps around there. It's quite a short track, and obviously I like it because I've done quite well there in my other career modes on Motorsport Manager, and we did so well here last year. And obviously Adam Cowell didn't get any points, but I think with a better car this year, we hope we should get some points, and this should be a race that we kind of see how good the car is, because last race we weren't really able to see how good the car was because it was wet conditions at some point, so it was quite off balance. So in the dry we'll see how good the car is. Obviously we have got the best chassis on the grid, but have we got the general best car? I simply don't know. So we're going to send Mitch and DeMello out to practice, and as I've done many times now this series, I'll see you at the end of practice. So then guys, that's the end of practice. As you can see, Mitch Evans all the way up in 6th. Now, I do admit that I turned up the week with Mitch Evans at the end. I did one qualifying lap, hence why Zach's in 17th, but before Mitch set that lap, I think there was about a 7/10 difference between the drivers, with Zach focusing on super soft runs and Mitch on ultra soft. So that's quite good. So yeah, let's go into qualifying then on Saturday. Our pace looks decent this weekend. Obviously, we need to just make sure that we do okay in qualifying, which I think we can do. Top 10 would be nice for both drivers. If we can't get that, then we can't, I guess, but that's life, I suppose. But it looks like our setups are good. Just got to make sure. I'm just going to move that slightly over. No, I'm going to keep it as it is, actually. I don't know whether to send them out immediately or wait till the end of the sessions, because obviously last year, look at that, our name's at the top of the chart. Obviously because it's set in constructor order. That's probably the first all and last time that level happened. I don't know whether to send them out now or just wait till the end of the session, because we've got enough tyres, that's fair enough. But what's the real point of setting 2 hot laps, I guess? So what I think we're going to do, we'll probably skip until we are on the end of our out laps, and I guess you can see us on our final laps, because I don't really see the point of going out now. We will just go out when it's suitable for us at the end of the session. So we decided to send Zach out in a little bit of a break in the traffic, I guess. There's quite a few people on their in laps now, so technically by the time we're on our flying lap, there shouldn't be much traffic in front of us. Obviously, if it's behind us, it doesn't really matter, but there shouldn't be much traffic in front of us. I think sort of as soon as Zach comes across the line, we will send Mitch out for his out lap. Just want to make sure we can optimise temperatures. I don't think the brake temperature will come that far down, but if we can get the tyre temperatures to a decent level, that looks all good. Brake's going to be overheated anyway. Actually, they're coming down quite a bit, which we've got to make sure the tyres aren't cold, and that's overheated and good, so that's all good. We'll send Mitch Evans out now on those ultra soft tyres, and there we go, the two drivers have just overlapped each other. So let's watch Zach on his lap. Hopefully we'll get in the top 10, which means we've just got to be 1.6 seconds off the leader. That does not look like it's going to happen. We're already a second behind the leader in sector 1, which isn't great, but I do remember that we're quite good in sector 3. Whether that means much or not, I don't know. We're already 2.3 seconds off, so that doesn't look good at all. Just got to monitor Mitch's laps, etc. Perfect and overheated. So where are we going to go with DeMello? That's 50th, which isn't actually that brilliant. I was expecting a little bit better, but actually our pace might not be that good. You just got to bear in mind, obviously, if you look at our tyre wear, our tyre wear's a lot better than anybody else's. Mitch has set a much better sector 1. Maybe Mitch can get up there in the top 10, who knows. As I said before, oh geez, that's a good lap from Connor Daly that takes in pole, it looks like, for AJ Fort Enterprise. I remember them calling them Carlos Munoz Racing last time, which obviously wasn't right whatsoever. I remember laughing to myself when I was watching the coverage back. But we qualify in 15th for Mitch Evans. Not great for our drivers, 15th and 16th. But the one thing that wins it over for us is the fact that we have a better chassis, meaning that our tyre wear's better, our tyre heating's better, which actually doesn't really matter, I don't think, in a race situation. But generally, our tyre wear's better, so we can take a more aggressive strategy, which is all good. So Connor Daly gets his first pole of the season. His teammate Munoz is all the way down in 7th, but a lap that's 8 tenths better than anybody else, and that's got to be respected quite a lot on the grid. So here we go then for the second race of the 2017 season. It's all dry, there's no wet weather forecast. So that's all good for us in terms of our assurances. Now let's have a look at car setup. There's 19 laps in this race. I think we're just going to go with 2 super soft synths because it looks like that we can do a decent one stop on those tyres and there'll be no qualms from us if we do that. So super soft tyres and race trim. I was going to go with super softs to wear more slowly, but there's not really much point, I don't think, of doing that. And our driver strategy, I guess we will push and go and push on the engine for the first lap and then bring it all down to neutral. So let's have a look what the split is like on the grid. So the top 4 have all Trake and Ultra Softs, and they will probably only last about 5 laps of the 19. So we'll probably be in the lead actually by the time that everybody comes in. The top 8 have all gone on Ultra Softs. Actually, I should have a look at the grid on this way. And PK is the head driver to take those tyres. And what? We're 17th and 18th. Is that what we qualified? That must have been where we qualified in the end then. We must have been pushed down to there. I didn't realise that. But anyway, lights out and away we go for the Cape Town GP. De Mello's had a decent start, but as always it seems in this game, you get a little bit blocked by some of the drivers. And our drivers have had a decent start. Both of them actually following each other in unison up the grid. And this is fantastic to see from both our drivers. De Mello starts falling down a little bit, but look at that. Inside line from De Mello coming around this corner. And it's he's been a little bit mugged there actually, but it's 11th and 14th as it stands, I think, for both our drivers. De Mello falls back a little bit, I guess, but it's all about squabbling and getting into your place after the first lap. So it's 14th and 17th at the moment. Not looking great, but as I said, tyre wear is our big advantage around here and anywhere really this season. And Mitch Evans has been completely mugged on that corner. That's not good at all. But obviously Mitch, I think, taking probably last year into account. You know, I don't think we started too well last year, if I remember rightly, but we did manage to finish all the way up in 4th with Mitch, so it's not looking great at the moment. We've just been overtook by Mauro Engel, oh dear me, and Jacques Villeneuve. But as you can see, everyone else is pushing quite a bit, and their tyre wear is going to be a lot worse, so I guess it'll all balance out in the end, I suppose. So up front, we've got a little bit of a battle between 2nd and 3rd, which is Munoz and Freitz, and Munoz are fighting. Is Daly going to take the bar? What an overtake that was from Connor Daly, round the outside of both of the drivers. Brilliant to see from the AJ Fort driver. Can Munoz get round the inside of Freitz? This is obviously not going to help their races whatsoever because they're just going to lose time. As you can see, Munoz has come off definitely the worst there. And Evans, we didn't see him, but he's going on a little bit of a charge, it seems, at the moment. He's already got past Engel, Caruti and Villeneuve. There might be something wrong with Caruti's car because she is dropping back a lot. But our tyre wear are both on 65%, whereas the leader Buemi is on 50%. He's already got a reliability issue. What's our reliability looking like? Quite decent. Not as good with Zach, but Evans will probably only have to replace his suspension this race. But whatever problem Buemi's got, it doesn't look good. We've already got 14% more in terms of tyre wear. Connor Daly's tyre wear actually looks brilliant, considering he's on those ultra soft tyres. But as I said, not really much happening. I guess we'll just cut back. I was just going to see if anyone coming into the pits, and now I don't think anybody is. Apart from Rosenqvist, who just, well, has been the failure in terms of tyre wear. No issues of any great gratitude in terms of reliability, but it looks like he's going to go for a 2-stop because with his reliability, with his tyre wear, there's no way he's going to take those 13 or 14 laps. Now here we go then, Felix da Costa's come into pits. He's been in the pits for a long time. He hasn't got a definite reliability issue, but there's clearly something been changed on that car, so I don't quite know what's going on there. But he's losing a lot of time. He's pretty much a lap back now. Buemi comes into the pits. Buemi is in the lead. He's got a reliability issue, as I stated earlier, so let's see how long it takes him in the pit lane. Seems to be quite a long stop. There's quite a few drivers coming in naturally now. But the leader Buemi, just like last season, has been failed in terms of his reliability. He's pretty much fell to the back of the field. Has anybody else got reliability issues? Turvey's been in the pits a long time. The last race's winner, Villeneuve's just come out of the pits on the super softs, and Buemi and Turvey have been in the pits an awfully long time. They finally come out, in fact, pretty much next to each other, but they are pretty much a lap down. There's Daly, and those are those two, so that's quite frightening at the moment. But let's put the engine 9 laps in. That's quite a worry, actually. We're only 9 laps in, and this is happening. But we're up to 5th and 9th, respectively, so that's all good. We've got no reliability issues to complain about just yet. We will bring both our drivers, I think, in this lap. Yeah, we'll just go with another super soft stint. Any problems? I'm going to just replace the suspension, go for a fast pit stop, and probably do the same with Zach. The gearbox might need to be, oh, that's 16 seconds. Okay, that's going to have to be done, I guess, as well as the suspension. I think the brakes will be okay, so I guess he can just push on his fuel and push the tyres until he gets to the pit stop. Actually, we'll just put it on neutral, because he's not that far forward, but we will push with Mitch. So, obviously everyone else got definite reliability issues, so we're not going to lose much time. But as you can see, a lot of drivers taking a long time in the pits. This is going to be a race where we gain on points. As you can see, Ranganathan is the leader on those ultra softs at the moment, but Daly's just come in for some super soft tyres. So everyone in, I think, in the field, apart from Connor Daly, who obviously leads the race. I didn't think Evans would be this far in front. Sorry, behind. Sorry, De Mello. Right, he hasn't been held back so much, but that's not great for us. Okay, there's been a problem with. There's been a problem with the change of De Mello's car. Come on, mate. Right, sorry to mess you about there, mate. You've been in the pit lane pretty much. A long time, as you can see. Mitch Evans is already about 30 seconds ahead. Jarek Vern's already got a reliability issue. Mitch looks like he should be able to survive the race without any issues. D'Ambrosio is in the pit lane but comes out quite quickly. But we do jump him in the pits, that's all good. So we're in the points with Mitch Evans. And, oh dear, there's a problem with his brakes, but fingers crossed nothing bad happens until the end of the race now. Oh dear, okay. Something's wrong with the brakes. Christ. Yeah, we're just going to have to make it a nice quick pit stop. We can attack with those tyres. Apparently there's some issues with the gearbox, but fingers crossed we can actually make it to the end of the race with Mitch. Rosenqvist in the pits, been in there for quite a fair amount of time. PK Jr.'s in as well. Okay, let's bring Klaman in, see what he can do. Fingers crossed we're not going to have a problem with this pit stop. Let's make it a quick one. All good on the tyres, and repairs are all good as well. So back out in 18th place, which on reflection doesn't seem great, I suppose, but I guess there's more people to pit, so it could get quite a bit of drama before the end of the race. As you can see, we're right behind D'Ambrosio, who seems to probably have a reliability issue, but that is Jarek Vern, who seems to be smoking a little bit. There's somebody who I saw was smoking a little bit. Jarek Vern's out! Well, we said he was smoking a little bit. I didn't expect him to be out altogether. So Mitch Evans moves up to 5th place for the moment, and Ranganathan pits. Has he got a reliability issue? Yes, he has, but he comes out quite quickly. He's still got the reliability issue. We obviously did have quite a fair amount of retirements in Beijing. Could we see the same here? I don't really know. It looks like it's kind of race over for our man Zach, but well, I suppose that's the way it goes. There's a few drivers in the pits. There's 3 or 4 in the pit lane. There's 5 now in the pit lane, actually. Buemi has got a smoking engine, probably, that seems, and that moves De Mello up to 15th place. I'm sure there's some other drivers to come in, so I'm sure there'll be a lot of drivers. And Villeneuve will definitely have to come in as he comes into the pits now. How long is he going to be in the pit lane? This will move us up to 4th place with Mitch Evans. He comes out quite quickly. Okay, fair enough. So we're going to have to conserve our tyres with Mitch and put him on high fuel. Oh dear, there's something wrong with the brakes, but fingers crossed we can make it to the end without any great issues. Yeah, we should be okay, but yeah, okay, I know there's something wrong with that gearbox. There are only 3 laps to go. Klaman moves up to 13th place. He should be able to get past Morrow Engel before the end, theoretically. Yeah, he's actually pitting this lap anyway. Daniel App, will Daniel App have to come in before the end of the race? He has only got 23% on his reliability, on his tyre wear. There's quite a few actually running low on their tyres. So France comes into the pits. Anybody else into the pits? Engel's going to come in as well. So that'll bring De Mello up to 11th place. So Conor Daly's out. The leader, Conor Daly, has retired due to a mechanical issue. So this could well be another podium for Mitch Evans if we just keep it cool and don't retire from the race. We've got 17% on that gearbox. So Brangenhaven's out as well. Brangenhaven is out. That's 2 drivers who have retired. Come on, D'Ambrosio, you know what? Just retire for me. That moves us up to 2nd place with Mitch Evans, and this could be quite a momentous, fantastic race. And this is now the battle for the lead of the race, unbelievably. That's just bonkers. Oh dear, 5% on the gearbox and 17% on the brakes. What's the standings looking like at the moment? Doesn't make any sense, that doesn't. Where is everyone else? Munoz is there. Villeneuve's just behind, and App's quite a way behind. Is there much point? There's a lap to go after this. I'm just going to have to risk it for a chocolate biscuit, aren't I, really? And hope, just pray that we finish. We still get a point with Clermont if we don't finish. Actually, 4 points now, but fingers crossed. There's just 1 lap to go. We'll keep check on the reliability of that gearbox and just pray that with, what, a minute to go of this race, that something bad does not happen for us. Come on. We've only got a few sectors to go now. We've just got to make sure De Mello goes on push. We can put Mitch Evans on push now. Just pray, come on, please. Please, please, please don't retire. We've got 2 corners to go. 1 corner to go. And it's going to be 2nd place for Mitch Evans. What a fantastic result. That's our career best result. And De Mello backs it up with what looks like should be a 6th place. For us, that's what, 18 and another 8 points. That's 26 points for the team. Rosenqvist is out of fuel, but makes it to the line anyway. And, well, that's the lowest I've ever gone with our fuel with reliability. And we've managed to finish 2nd with Mitch Evans, which is absolutely fantastic. That might even be even better if D'Ambrosio gets a penalty. But 2nd place, another podium for Mitch Evans to start the strong season. And that means that he is the leader of the championship. So no penalties applied for anyone. Positions gained definitely goes to Jacques Villeneuve, who comes from the back of the grid. Actually, will we be head of the championship? We'll soon find out. That's another podium for us. Fantastic. No, Jacques Villeneuve still head of the championship. So that's 4 points behind now, with De Mello in 5th place. But that's got to be, yes, the lead of the constructors by 16 points. And that is simply fantastic. We just need to get that reliability sorted. Obviously, that's the trouble with early season. I think probably after next race, everyone's reliability will be sorted. So let's get the performance sorted on these cars and the reliability as well. We're obviously running low in finances at the moment, so upgrades are of a minimum. But if you can sort of get the reliability of the parts all good, then that should be okay. So we're loading the menus now, taking quite a while. So yeah, I think morale's got to have gone up after that, surely. It's just stayed the same, which is fine, obviously. And all of the stats have improved, which looks really good. Zach's relationship with his mechanics improves. That's all good as well. And there you go. That's another podium for us in the Formula E series. So let's just check the car. Let's just fast forward actually a day after we do answer this question with Kay Ebel from RTL. D'Ambrosio is an interesting driver, I guess. Anything can happen in motorsport, because D'Ambrosio is definitely a good driver. Obviously, he competed in Formula 1 before. So, ooh, another sponsor offer. So, fixed payment. We will go with the 3 million one just to get us in the green, and we can now do an upgrade, which is all good. So, Apt's factory is now upgraded. In terms of our parts, we probably need, what's the issue? So it's gearbox, isn't it, in this next race? That is the problem. So for now, I think we'll just just better the gearbox. I might have a look for some new mechanics who maybe can get the jobs done quicker. But the engine reliability looks okay. Can we build anything new? Anything going to cost? I mean, an engine's $1.5 million, so our top speed's not great. It's in fact the worst on the grid, but oh well. But we have great knowledge of the suspension, don't we? Yeah. So I guess we'll get to work on a new suspension. We don't any real risk level. with this, but that puts us in the red again, obviously, but by next race should be all good. So I think that's it then for the second round of the Formula E season in 2017. A great podium yet again. I'm probably sure it won't get much better than this. I doubt we'll get a win this season, but if we carry on to Munich, it's obviously very low tyre wear, very low fuel burn, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get some points and maybe even a podium again. And fingers crossed we can overtake Jack Villeneuve at the head of the standings. So all looking good so far for the sole British team in Formula E, and it should be all good for the rest of the season. So I've been TIJ, and I'll see you for the next episode. Goodbye.